I am your host, Jacob Coe. We got spinning Christmas Army knife, Drew McDonald.
Let's get it.
Your mom's favorite little leaguer, Hunter Miller, joining us. And joining us on the show today is Centio. Did I say it right? Centio.
Yeah.
He is now at Colorado State. Am I right?
I'm touching down next Tuesday. So
Next Tuesday. You going in for voluntary workouts?
yeah, I'm going in there for
Awesome. So how is it been, kind of being, are you in the dark per se, or is the coaches like keeping in contact with you a bunch?
Oh yeah, they call me all the time, text me all the time. They keeping an open dialogue with me. So that's important. Sometimes college athletes, they go to all these other places and they have dialogue when you're getting recruited, but it all falls off once you get there.
Yeah, that I always wonder when we talk to athletes is how much communication do you have during these times, because the NCAA just basically gave it to the states and to the schools, and each school is doing something different.
Right.
So that's good to hear that they're keeping in contact with you. Where is Colorado State?
In Fort Collins.
Fort Collins.
Yeah. It's like 45 minutes away from Colorado Boulder and like Denver.
Okay, so not too college town area kind of by itself.
Yeah.
Hunter, you guys want to start any questions?
Well, coming from Temple, why did you choose to transfer, and why did you choose to transfer to Colorado State?
I don't know. I'd get a little bit of burn and do good, and I just feel like the next step for my development as a football player is just, fight for a starting job with a fresh opportunity, with a fresh team and all that. So, and then when I finally put my name in the transfer portal, coaches were hitting me up and all that, and Colorado State was the first team to really try to get me up there for a visit and all that. And once I got up there, I loved it. Loved the coaches. Coaches loved me. And they really wanted me bad. Haven't felt like that since I was getting recruited in high school. And, I was like, let's do it. That's basically how it went.
So walk us through kind of the steps of the transfer portal per se, because everybody hears about it. And everybody you see it like Tate Martell last year, Justin Fields, like transfer portal is becoming bigger and bigger now. And a lot of more athletes are like, what's the process? Like, how early do you have to declare that you're in the transfer portal, and like walk through that process?
So with the transfer portal, it gets a little bit more stickier when you're not a grad transfer. So I'm a grad transfer. I graduated in 3 years, so I have 2 more seasons left. So if you're not a grad transfer, then you have to get a waiver to be immediately eligible. Mm-hmm. So some people like Justin Fields, Tate Martell, like those players, they got immediate waivers and they were eligible right away. Mm-hmm. But as far as it goes, you have to talk to your coaches and go and tell them that you're gonna put your name in the portal. You go to compliance, the people that run all that type of stuff, and then once you do that, you have to fill out some forms, and then it takes like 2 to 3 days for your name to actually hit the portal. And then once it hits the portal, it's free game. You can talk to anybody you want.
So were coaches hitting you up, or were you going out of your way to inform coaches like you're in the portal?
No, I just tweeted out that I'm in the portal, and coaches started hitting me up. So
that's awesome. True.
I was in high school with Todd at Dwyer, Todd, you went to Temple. Exactly, D-Block, let's go already. So how was Coach Collins? Was he a pretty cool coach to be part of? Because he has that really cool kind of culture of like swag, stuff like that.
Yeah, Coach Collins is real cool. He one thing about him, he will get swaggy. He really he likes to be flashy and all that. But yeah, he was and his defense was always good. He came from Florida. He was the DC at Florida. He learned from Nick Saban and all that. So overall he knew what he was talking about and all that. So. He was a solid coach.
What's your best swag story of Coach Collins?
Say it again?
What's your best swag story of Coach Collins? Like, his best being extra kind of moments.
Oh, let me think. I don't know. He just always had he would always have a suit, and he would always have no socks on with his shoes, his loafers, and he would show his ankles, and everybody loved it. So like he would wear a fitted suit and have them high watered to where you could see his ankles, and he had some loafers on, and that was his swag, and everybody loved it. So that's the only thing I could really think of. But he always made sure that we got to choose what jersey style, like colorway you wanted to wear and stuff like that. So we had to input a little bit.
Was it a player's vote on which uniforms you guys would wear?
So usually it's like a committee, so you get like picked to be a leadership committee, and then those are the people that get to pick it and pick the captains and all that type of stuff.
Favorite Temple uniform, a favorite colorway. What was the favorite get up over at Temple?
The all black is hard, but we had like gray, white gray, and that was pretty hard. That's probably my favorite one.
Got Colorado State, they got very crazy colors. They got the orange horns on the helmets. They got the classic green and I don't even know, green and gold, I would say. And then, they had the Colorado State one. So out of just seeing it, have you seen the uniforms in person, and which one's your favorite so far?
So I think they have like 6 colorways, 6 or 7 of them. And, the classic green is nice. The orange is really, really like pops out. I'll probably say the orange is probably my favorite one, just because, I don't know. I'm from South Florida. I like to be popping out and all that,
Hunter?
So, in your 2 years at Temple, you guys made back-to-back bowl game appearances.
3 years.
Or 3 years. So, okay. So then you did make 3 bowl games. Which one out of the 3 was your favorite? The Gasparilla Bowl, Independence Bowl, or the Military Bowl?
I would say the Gasparilla Bowl because we won. The other 2 we got kind of did dirty. They kind of beat us bad. But Gasparilla Bowl was really fun, and it was in Florida. I was in Philly the whole year, and it was nice to go back home to St. Petersburg, and that was fun. Overall, like just the overall experience, I would say the Military Bowl last year was really fun. Like DC area is nice. I really like the DC area and all that. But overall experience, I would say Military Bowl. But like winning the game and all that, like the game energy and all that, it was definitely Gasparilla Bowl.
So last year, Coach Collins goes to Tech. Barclay stays in Miami, then leaves. Diaz signs to coach at Temple, then goes to Miami. What was it like as a player to watch that unfold?
I mean, at the end of the day, the team is made up of the players. It doesn't really matter who's coaching. You feel me? Like, it doesn't matter if you have an interim coach or you have a dude Nick Saban's not out there running routes and making reads and throwing the ball. You feel me? Like, it's all predicated off the players. I feel like every college university is based off the players. So that's really how I feel. You just have to adjust, and learning different playbooks and all that is just a part of it. So you just got to get it done.
I got a question. So you were in Philadelphia for 3 years. So classic question: Pats or Geno's?
Ooh. I actually haven't been to either of those.
Oh.
My favorite cheesesteak is from Max's. Max's cheesesteak. That's have you ever seen the movie Creed?
Yeah.
So when they're in the eating cheesesteaks, that's where they were.
That's where they were? Oh wow.
Yeah. That's
Do a cheese whiz?
Say that again?
Do a cheese whiz or no?
Nah, I'm an American cheese guy. I don't really like the cheese whiz.
How do you stack up your Philly? Do you get the works, onions, peppers, stuff like that? You go just straight meat and cheese?
So salt, ketchup, pepper, some onions and mayonnaise, and I'm good. That's perfect.
Yep. So take me through at Temple. What does the kind of season practice schedule look like?
I feel again like that varies from coach to coach, and then like what semester. Like if you're in spring ball semester, like we had some players that had like classes early in the morning, so we have to practice way early. So it'd be like 6 o'clock is stretching, like so. And then other times you don't have to wake up till like 8 and go in there and practice at 9 and things like that. So like Coach Carey was more of a let you sleep in kind of guy. Coach Collins wanted to get your work in and get you out of there as fast as he could. So it all.
All right, so
Go ahead.
Detroit Dwyer.
Say that again.
Favorite Dwyer teacher?
Favorite Dwyer teacher? Ooh, Mr. Lehman is up there.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Goo's up there. Who else? Coach Heidi's up there. It has a good I had some good teachers there. Yeah, that's the only ones I can really think of for real.
Yeah, so Jacob and Hunter, our school coach Heidi was a gym coach. He used to balance a chair on his chin like for fun. It was crazy.
And a chainsaw.
Yeah.
Software is different.
It'd be crazy.
Software is different. So walk us through like what is your game day routine as a player? Like not just like what the team does, but like if you're sitting in the locker room, what are you listening to? Like are you super superstitious? Like you got to sit down in your locker at the same exact time? Talk us what your routine is.
So I'm kind of superstitious, kind of not superstitious. So like I make sure like I do the same kind of things over and over again, but I feel like that's just because I'm an athlete. Like we kind of live structured lives, so like we do the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
But I would go like last year. I would get off the bus, go straight to get my ankles taped. Once I get my ankles taped, I'm outside. I go put on some shorts, put on what I'm gonna wear under my shoulder pads, and then I go straight out to the field, and then I'm out there just like throwing bombs the whole time. Throw bombs for like 15 minutes, and then I'll throw to the tight ends, and then we'd have to go back inside and get dressed, and then that's when you'd go out, and that's when you started like with the center, snapping, and all that type of stuff. You go through pat and go, 7-on-7, those type of things. But as far as like music, Polo G was heavy last year. Who else? Young Boy, of course, Kodak, people of that of that nature. Stuff that gets me going. Like I'm trying, do somebody in on the field type stuff. You feel me?
Yeah. Hunter.
The Rocky Mountain Showdown. I know that's probably stressed to you at Colorado State. This year it is home. Mm-hmm. How excited are you for that? And like,
go ahead.
And kind of the players who have been there before that, how much are they getting you? This is serious.
Say it again. It broke up a little bit.
Okay. The Rocky Mountain Showdown this year is at home.
Mm-hmm.
How excited are you to play in this? And then your teammates that have already played in that, how much have they kind of informed you about how serious this is?
Right. So I'm actually very excited because at Temple we played in a NFL stadium, so you ain't really filling it up. So I know that Colorado State's an actual like college town. Football is important over there, so like the crowd's gonna be rocking. I already know it's Colorado Boulder, Colorado State is just the battle of the state, and I'm excited for that. Really excited. The players really spoke to me about that. We're just talking about how the most dialogue I've had is just how I'm happy to be their teammate and get working. I hope you guys are working too.
Here's a big question. If you could trade one of your quarterback traits with an NFL QB, what would you trade it for?
One of my quarterback traits and trade it with someone?
You want, let's say, Troy Aikman's throwing arm. You want, Vic's legs.
His arm.
Well, I feel like I already played kind of like Russell Wilson type. But I mean, like Lamar Jackson, breakaway speed and elusiveness is something every quarterback would want. So I'd say Lamar Jackson, big bro.
Stop for the boy. Stop for the boy.
I know him. I be talking to him all the time. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I play 7-on-7 with him.
What a flex.
What was it? So you were in Philadelphia when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, right?
Oh, craziest night ever.
Really?
Craziest night ever.
So have you been to your fair share of Eagles games?
Not really. I'm not an Eagles fan. I was actually very hurt about that night because I'm a Patriots fan. My father's from Massachusetts, so I was been a Patriot fan, and I was like kind of hurt we lost, but everybody was like, "Well, we gotta go. Like the city's crazy." I went out there and it's crazy. The streets are flooded. Everybody's just running and drinking and all types of stuff. It's crazy out there. So it was definitely an experience that I don't think I'll ever go through again.
So what was like in Philadelphia? What's like if we came up to visit? What's the one place you're taking us? Where's the one place you're taking us in Philadelphia?
One place I'm taking y'all. I'll probably take y'all to Graffiti Pier. It's just like it's a bunch of art and graffiti on all these pillars and stuff like that. You see the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, and it's just a nice like vibe kind of thing. I would take y'all there. Just we could all vibe out there.
Hunter,
have you already looked ahead at the schedule? And then who's one person that you're kind of circling, getting ready to play for this upcoming season?
I mean, I haven't really pinpointed anything because I've just been on my grind trying to, get better. Get out there in Colorado. But I don't know. I'm excited to play Boulder, Vandy, Boise State. I'm excited to go out there to the other schools out west that I've never been to, see those areas I've never been to. I'm just excited overall. Keep it stacked with you.
You finished.
Go ahead, Drew.
Finish practice at Dwyer, say in high school. You choose between Poncheros, Aqua Smoothie, Jersey Mike's. What do you choose?
Tropical smoothie kind of guy. I'm a big smoothie guy, so I'm getting a tropical smoothie with a nice little wrap or a quesadilla.
So, as everyone knows, the Temple's in the AAC, the American Conference, and that's the same conference as UCF. So, have you had the plans? Obviously, you were there for 3 years, so you had a chance to play over in Orlando at what they call now the Bounce House. How legit is that atmosphere?
It's crazy. That was probably the craziest atmosphere I've been in yet. It was literally the whole game is rocking in there. The whole game is turned. Like everybody's singing that they got the famous guy that doesn't blink. They putting the camera on him. All that type of stuff. And it's crazy. It's crazy though. That game was crazy, and we played really good against them. We just couldn't finish it off at the end.
I remember that game. But so I was about to say, was that by far one of the best atmospheres you played in, or as terms of being as an away opponent, you were just like kind of like taken by surprise about how crazy it was? Because you hear it all the time.
I heard that it was crazy, but I didn't know until I wanted to feel it myself, and it didn't it lived up to what the hype was. Hold on, I gotta put my computer on the charger.
Some jerseys.
I was trying to figure out what that sign said in the back.
Which one?
Where you were sitting, the big one right next to you, the white one.
One thing.
Remember one thing, through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out and keep your head up and handle it. That's Tupac Shakur. I like stuff like that. Reading stuff like that gets me do things. I don't know.
So, if you get drafted in the NFL by any team, who is one team that you're praying takes you?
If I get that opportunity, I don't care where I go. I will go to I don't care. I'll go to Canada if I get an opportunity there. It doesn't matter. I just want to, keep going and keep playing football. Football is love of my life. So it doesn't really matter. But you mean like any team that's in the South? Of course,
Like,
I'm gonna like that. Because that cold is nothing to play with. The cold.
that, who's your go-to team? Then if you're making like a franchise or you're a player, who's your go-to team?
So like I like playing with athletic quarterback. So usually I play with the Houston Texans because I like Deshaun, and I've recently been like playing with the Arizona Cardinals because Kyler goes crazy in the game too.
So we're trying to go over the show, Todd. Who's one guy we should talk to next? That's like a South Florida guy or just a college athlete in general.
Let's think.
We had Dante on a couple weeks ago. We got Isaiah Thomas, who's a former Benjamin. Baseball player now at Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm. I would say. I'm trying to think of my homeboys. I would say like maybe Gervin Hall tried to get Jakar Cedric Dort.
Where is Dort play?
Dort plays at Kentucky.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like has the best percentage of like incomplete passes against him, something like that in the country. So yeah.
Impressive. Hunter, you got anything else?
I would just say, what's your coming into this upcoming season? What is something that you're like the most looking forward to?
I would say just, I know what type of player I am. A lot of people know what type of player I am, and I just can't wait to show everybody what I can bring to the table. That's all it is, for real. Put myself on the map this year. Next year, get to the L. That's the plan.
Well, we're rooting for you, bud. I don't have any other questions. Drew, do you have anything else?
I always ask this to my South Florida guys. Todd, the best wings in Jupiter, where is it? I hope you see the right answer. It's one good answer.
There's the Turtles.
Yes. Thank you, Todd. Yes. Todd got it.
Bro, Drew, I went down to Jupiter for spring training, and Drew was like, if anything else, you got to go to the Thirsty Turtle. Either before the game, after the game, go there. And went there.
Turtles is legit.
Yeah, I went back to Drew, and I was like, I'm so glad you put me on that place.
Right.
Place is gas. Honey, you got anything else?
No, that's all for me.
All right.
I got nothing else. We appreciate you coming on the show. Best of luck to you, Colorado State. We're going to be rooting for you. Might be watching some games. Definitely going to watch the Colorado Showdown. Rooting for you, my guy.
I appreciate y'all, man. You guys be safe.
You too, man.
All right.
So that was Todd Centio of now the Colorado State Rams, right?
Rams, yeah.
He's going to be fighting for a starting QB job. Hopefully he gets it. Hopefully he balls out, shows up, and rooting for the guy. Just quick, last little bit of sports news. Premier League's coming back June 17th. And I don't know if you guys are Premier League guys, but that's just more sports we're going to have back on as they say in England, on the telly, on the tube. And, yeah, that's basically it. And baseball, I don't think it's baseball this year.
Yeah.
The players have put their foot down and said they're not taking any more cuts. The MLB took the outrageous 70-80% cut, and it's just like that's not how it's going to work. Like that's just not how you get players to come back and make it worth it. That these guys are trying to get money, but they work so hard, their entire life, missing out. Like I was watching Pat McAfee react to this, and he said these guys missed out on their high school parties, early wake-up travel games, constantly down in IV protein because their arm hurts so much, in high school, And then they grind it the same way. And then who knows how long they spend in the minors, 2-3 years, maybe even longer to get to where they are now. And then for a guy like Blake Snow, Hunter mentioned it last week, like he just now is making money as a legit star. And this is not something guys want to give up right away, because who knows when they'll get the next chance, you know. And I think MLB, it's already been known that they're at a gap with their players, but now this is just unprecedented times. And even in unprecedented times, they still can't. They just somehow made the gap wider and made themselves worse. Because I think we keep hearing about baseball, but nothing happens. And then somebody like the NHL, who gets very little recognition on ESPN, can take up a 15-minute segment because they actually have a format to come back and play in. And I think baseball dropped the ball. Their ratings already were down the drain. You could have gotten back, be the only sport on television. And instead, I don't think we're having a season.
Also, the Oakland A's, what the hell, man? Like, you're not paying your minor leaguers $400 a week? That's ridiculous.
A's also need to pay like $1.2 million in rent, the Coliseum or something like that. I don't know. Everyone's trying to pitch pennies. You know, the Blue Wahoos are throwing their stadium up on Airbnb. You know, I already said whoever wants to drop $150 with me, I'm down. Let's go spend one night, ballpark to ourselves, take some BP in the batting cages, dick around the locker rooms.
I'm waiting for Raymond James Stadium in the Trop to do that. Like,
bro, I ain't spending no night at the Trop.
It's the only AC place you'll find.
Bro, Amalie needs to let it open itself up to a skate and shoot. Which is exactly what it sounds like, and you just have the entire arena to yourself. That would be dope. Maybe I saw Jumbo Shrimp are doing some not driving, but they're doing a socially distanced movie night just to get people to come in and stuff. I think somebody turned their ballpark into a drive-in. I don't know who it is, but somebody's doing that.
I looked at the Daytona team. They had a movie night. They watched 42 because Jack Robinson played actually in that ballpark in 40, so kind of cool to be on the field where Jack Robinson was.
So that's basically our last little tidbits for the week. We'll come back next week and have more things. We're going to – hopefully, I'm still in talks with the Alabama player in her SID. And that man does not like to respond to me, but we'll figure it out. I have to re-email the NBA trainer because he gets a lot of emails, a lot of everything. I just have to keep contacting him, and then, like I said, we're just gonna keep people up. We're glad we got Todd on, and we're gonna keep getting these interviews for you guys, and hope you guys like them. I've been your host, Jacob Prail. It's been a Christmas Army Knife, Drew McDonald.
Get it.
And your mom's favorite Little Leaguer, possibly COVID-19 positive, Hunter Malone. We have been the Pen. Stay safe out there.